The Kansas City Chiefs went from having one of the worst offensive lines in all of football just a couple of months ago in the Super Bowl to fast forward to today, and they honestly have the best offensive line in all the NFL. Josiah,
what's up?
Roll the clip.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the.
That's right, folks. Today we're going to be talking about why Orlando Brown Jr. to the Kansas City Chiefs gives KC the best offensive line in all the NFL. But first, and before we get into that, if you're new to this channel and if you haven't already, show a brother some love, man. Join the family, join the team. Hit that subscribe button for a brother. Leave us a like, drop a comment if you enjoyed. And last but not least, don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at SteezyBandz to keep up to date with our latest content. And without further ado, you're tuning to SteezyBandz, and let's get to cooking. As was reported yesterday, as breaking news, the Kansas City Chiefs are trading for Orlando Brown Jr., one of the best tackles in all of football. So the trade looks like this. The Baltimore Ravens are going to be trading Orlando Brown Jr., their second-round pick, and their sixth-round pick next season to the Kansas City Chiefs for their first-round pick this season at 31st overall, their third-round pick, their fourth-round pick, and a fifth-round pick next season. Now, I'm not sure if I'd label Baltimore as a winner of this deal. Even if Orlando Brown wasn't long for Baltimore, I just wouldn't. If I'm running the Baltimore Ravens front office, I'm not trading Orlando Brown Jr., one of the best tackles in the NFL, to Kansas City Chiefs team that is the Baltimore Ravens is kryptonite. This team has lost to the Chiefs every single time in the last 3 years, and they're one of the biggest roadblocks, if not the biggest roadblock in the Baltimore Ravens' way to reaching the Super Bowl. So why trade with a conference rival? Yes, the Kansas City Chiefs aren't in the AFC North, but they are in the same AFC conference. And so why trade one of your blue chip left tackles to a team that you're probably going to see in the playoffs in the next couple of years? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I have no doubt in my mind that the Chiefs aren't the only team in the NFL that was willing to give up a first round pick and then some for Orlando Brown Jr. And so I'm super confused by the Baltimore Ravens' ability to do business with a team that should be considered their rival. But nevertheless, they are a team that usually builds through the draft, and what they are getting is a whole bunch of draft picks from the Kansas City Chiefs and trading away Orlando Brown Jr. But once again, I would not have pulled the trigger in trading with the Kansas City Chiefs. But once again, this trade has already happened. But what exactly are the Kansas City Chiefs getting here? They're getting a tackle who filled in for Ronnie Stanley last year, and in those snaps that he filled in at left tackle, over 500 pass blocking snaps, he didn't allow a single sack or a quarterback hit in any of those starts. In the last couple of seasons, Orlando Brown is one of four offensive linemen, one of four offensive tackles to have been named to the Pro Bowl. In over 1,000 pass blocking snaps since 2019, Orlando Brown Jr. has only allowed 6 sacks on those 1,000 pass blocking snaps. And in the last couple of seasons, Orlando Brown Jr. has a pass block win rate of 91.3%, 12th among all offensive tackles. And so the Kansas City Chiefs are getting a complete revitalization of their offensive line. At left tackle, the presumptive starter is Orlando Brown Jr. At left guard, they have Joe Thuney, who they just signed to the biggest contract in NFL history by a guard, 5 years, $80 million from the New England Patriots. They have center Austin Blythe coming over from the LA Rams. At right guard, they have Kyle Long, who, while he has been retired, let's not forget he's one of the best guards in all the NFL when healthy. And so the Kansas City Chiefs got a steal. And then they also have Lucas Niang, who they drafted last year in the draft, but who opted out of last season. Not to mention Laurent Duvernay, who also opted out of last season. And so now we're looking at, quite honestly, the best offensive line unit in all of football. I think it rivals that of the Green Bay Packers, who lost Corey Linsley to the Chargers. That rivals that of the Cleveland Browns. I think they have an offensive line unit that rivals that of the San Francisco 49ers. I think they have an offensive line unit that rivals that of almost any in all the NFL. They have a completely different offensive line unit this time around. 5 new starters, and to a team that didn't really have that many weaknesses before, well, they've solidified that now, and they can now go into the draft without really having to address a single area of need, as that just simply doesn't exist on this Kansas City Chiefs roster. With that in mind, what do you guys think? Does Orlando Brown Jr. to the Kansas City Chiefs gives them the best offensive line in all the NFL, or is there another team out there that still has a better offensive line than the Kansas City Chiefs? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is it the Browns? Is it the Buccaneers? Is it the Niners? Is it still the Packers? Be sure to comment that down below. Let me know what you guys think. Be sure to also send us a DM if you guys have any video suggestions whatsoever. While that concludes this video, you don't have to start watching there. We've been dropping like crazy in the past week, and so it is the weekend. If you guys need that time to catch up, definitely be sure to do that. leave a like, show some love. Again, don't forget to tell a friend to join the family, join the team, hit that subscribe for us. Nothing but love, and Steezy out.